What's up, everybody? This is Reverend Guns, and today we're going to be taking apart and cleaning a Glock 48. So the first thing we're going to do is make sure it is clear and safe to work on. So right here, behind the trigger, is the mag release. When you press it, whoop, it pops the mag out, and we don't need this, so we're going to set this aside for now. Second, you're going to pull the slide back and then push the slide lock lever up to hold it open. So back, push it up, and it holds it open. And now you can look down in the barrel there and see there is nothing in the chamber. So, to take it apart, you'll want to release the slide lock. You'll want to pull the trigger. And then you'll see two little tabs above the trigger here. Okay? The idea is to pinch them and pull them down while you've got the slide held back a little bit. So hold the slide back just a little. Pinch and pull down, and when you let go, it should allow the slide to push forward all the way off. So we've got the frame to clean. The guide rod comes out by compressing it and lifting upward. The barrel comes out pretty much the same way. You kind of slide it forward and then pull it out. And we got the slide. These are the pieces we will be cleaning today. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick spray down and make sure everything gets looks like someone put grease on this. So this is going to be fun to clean. Alright, while that's soaking for a moment, I'll tell you what I've got sitting here. Gun cleaner. This is all open to debate. I suggest you try them and find which one you like. Everybody has their own opinion on it. Got a soft bristle brush. It's got a little detail end on the end of it. Helps clean the smaller areas. I have a harder bristle brush. It's used for the stubborn carbon. I don't use the metal or brass because I don't want to risk scratching up any of the pieces or frame or anything like that. So I stick with the nylon brushes. Got a 9mm barrel brush. Got a 9mm jag. We don't need these tools, but we can use the gun oil. I have a gun oil rag. Got some patches here. And Q-tips come in handy to get in little small areas. Then I have a couple rags here to wipe stuff off as we go. So let's get started. I'm going to start with the barrel because it's kind of the one thing that matters on how you do it. And so let's take our barrel brush, and you want to make sure you put it in from the back. Yes, that means two things. You don't want to go in from the muzzle end because if you dent or ding or chip this, it's going to cause accuracy issues and other problems. So always put it in from the back. Push all the way through. And it might feel gritty at first. The idea is to keep going until it smoothens out and feels pretty smooth. And once you feel you've gotten everything broken up in there, we'll grab our soft bristle brush and just start going at the rest. Alright, once you feel you've got it clean, take your rag and wipe it off. And now we will do the rest of the inside of the barrel. So grab your jag, grab a patch, stab it in the center, and again, put it in from the back. And slide it on through. Okay. All that black is what we're trying to get rid of. So, depending on how many rounds you fire, depends on how dirty your barrel is. and how many times you'll have to do this, but it doesn't take long. Looks like we have to do one more time. Yeah, that looks pretty clean to me. No more black on there. So we'll count the barrel as done. Let's move on to the guide rod and spring here. I basically just go through and try to get everything out from between the springs, if there's anything. But it doesn't hurt to do this just to make sure it's clean and good to go. Get the ends real well. And then grab your rag and wipe everything off. Alright, let's move on to the slide. Basically, you're just going through and scrubbing everything out. Get the slide rails real good. Get everywhere you can. We're basically just trying to break up all the dirt, carbon, anything that is on here. We're trying to get broken up so we can do a nice little wipe off with it. Alright, now we'll take the rag, wipe everything off. If you can't get down in here with your finger, use a Q-tip. I'm going to use a Q-tip for the slide rails to really dig in there and get it clean, because you want this to cycle with no issues. Yeah, see how dirty that gets? So, you know, hitting the slide, the Q-tip, not a bad idea. Awesome. Alright, slide is done. And that leaves the frame. Let's get down in there on that mag release button. Just get everywhere you can. Alright, let's rag and wipe everything off. Now we'll probably have to use a Q-tip to kind of get down in some of these areas because it's just too small for fingers. I'll do, you know, like up here by the trigger. Anywhere you weren't able to get that still has solvent and stuff in there. It's also a good idea to hit the slide rails on this. Alright, and the frame is now done. Time for some lube. So let's grab our, I have a oil rag, so I know it's not contaminated with anything else. Put a little bit of oil on there. Let's start with the frame. Basically, you want to look for anything that has scratches or scrapes or, you know, anything that looks like metal on metal contact has been happening. And definitely hit the slide rails. You want this to cycle with no issue. So that looks pretty good. We don't want to put oil all over this because it's just going to attract dirt and dust. Alright, same thing with the slide. You're looking for scratch marks, scrapes, anything that looks like metal on metal contact. And get the slide rails real good. Alright, and I'm not going to do the extractor because that's exposed and can get, you know, dirty pretty easily. So I don't put any oil on that. The guide rod, you can. I try to get it in between the springs there a little bit just to, you know, help with the ease of function. Not much to do there. The barrel. Same thing again. We're looking for scrapes, scratches. Basically, the barrel is an internal part, so the whole thing kind of, you know, goes through the slide and gets dinged up pretty well. So I pretty much do the whole thing. And then I also put a little bit on the feeding ramp just to help ammunition slide in easier. So let's put it back together. I'm going to put the slide here, muzzle facing to my left, and we're going to grab the barrel. And you'll notice that one side's got some notches on it, the other side's flat. You want the notches pointing upward. And stick the barrel in the barrel hole. Just kind of push it through. Drop it, and push it back. You'll also notice on the barrel there's a couple little steps here on the front notch. There's one that's kind of half moon shaped. That's where you're going to seat the guide rod when you install that. So take your guide rod. You'll notice there's a black end and the bigger end, and then a smaller end with a flat end. The bigger end goes to the front. Okay, so that's going to plug in right below the barrel. Okay. And then the back end, the smaller end, is going to seat, got to compress it, seat it into the little half moon that I just showed you. And it should look like that. Alright. Last thing you need to know about the slide is there's two little notches right here. Those line up with the front of the rail. Okay? So slide those on. Slide it back, and basically you just want it to click. Doesn't even need to cock it completely. Okay? And now you know it is in its seated position. So I'm going to do a quick little function check. And everything seems to work great. Awesome. So I'm going to grab a fresh clean rag here and give this one final wipe down. This is the time to wipe off any excess oils, solvents. Everybody likes a clean gun, so this is the time to polish it up and make it shine. Alright, we're looking good. And there you have it. We have taken apart, cleaned, lubed, and put back together a Glock 48. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments section, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. I also offer the online course to get your Texas license to carry a handgun. It's the 4-hour class broken down into segments and saves you progress so you can do it at your own pace. After completing the course, you can print your certificate. Then it'll help you locate an instructor close to you, no matter where you are in Texas, so you can complete the shooting portion of the course. This is all certified by the Texas Department of Public Safety. Check it out at reverendguns.com. If you have any questions or comments, please add them below. Be sure to like and subscribe for more firearms education.